Okay, welcome back everyone. This is the part where we talk about how you generate your quote. It's the best part because it's where you actually work out how you're going to earn the money that you want to buy all of the things that you've decided that are important to you to earn or buy in the next week. In this section there's already $27.50 in here because your mum or dad or whoever's your mentor has already put those across from the main admin section of the site. You, however, have a chance to actually change those if you want to add anything to them or change them in any way. So by clicking on the tag at the top here called My Home Task, we can see all of the ones that are in there. The first thing to do is make sure you're in the right week. So you pick the week that you're trying to set up your quote for. We'll just scroll down a little and you'll notice that all of the jobs are in here that your parents agreed that you could do. Have a quick look at this column here because it's an important one. It's called recurring. If you haven't heard that word before, it just means that it's going to happen every week, so it will happen over and over. So if there's a yes in this column, mum or dad have agreed that you should, for example, clean the basins in the bathroom here every week to earn some home pay. Whereas something further down the list like sweep out the garage has got a no in this column, and that just means that your parents don't want you to do it every week, just occasionally, and they'll let you know when they want it to happen. If you decide there's something else that you'd like to do because you're showing some initiative and you've noticed that something needs doing in the house, you have the opportunity to go and talk to mum and dad about it and say, for example, it might be that you decided that the front garden needs weeding and that you were only quoted on doing the back garden, so you think, well, I might do a little bit more gardening than's already there. So you might think that it's going to be to weed the garden at the after school one day, for example. So you can add a task in here. You simply write in here, weed the garden. But this time, just so it's clear to mum or dad, we might put front because you're automatically doing the back garden. And that's obviously going to happen in the garden. And you talk to mum and dad about that and say, can I do an extra weeding of the garden for $5? And I'd like to do that on, say, Thursday because you've got time after school and it's a one-off job. So again, here's that recurring word. And if you're only going to do it once, you say no in there. It's just for the one day. Then you add create task. You'll notice now that there's a new one on the bottom here called weed the garden front, and that you're going to do that one on Thursday. So then we simply push this big button here that says generate quotes for the viewing week. That means generate the list for you to actually be able to find out if there's any other final details you want to change. When that big button changes to the other color, you hop into the My Home Page Management section. And now we're going to find out, we'll notice straight away, first of all, that our $27.50 is $35 now because we added some more jobs in there. So let's have a look at what's going on by clicking on that button. So make your own beds, fine. You get $3.50 for that because you've got to do it every day. And there's seven days in the week, so you're getting 50 cents a day for that one. Vacuuming the living area, you're getting $4.50 for doing all that area. Washing the dogs here, loading the dishwasher, and so on. You just check down through everything and see if that seems true to you. And you'll notice then that weeding the garden is there for $5. Then you might also think to yourself there's something else you want to change in there still, so you have another chance to edit any of that. If you sort of negotiate with your brother that you maybe haven't got time to walk the dog because you're going to be weeding the garden, then you might say to your mum and dad, is it okay if I let my brother walk the dog and I'll weed the garden, so I'm going to delete that one. So you can actually get rid of any that you don't like. Just making sure that you're still earning enough money to cover for your home pay. So for the things you wanted to buy next week, you needed $22 extra, and at the moment you've got $31.50 for your quote, so you'll be fine. You'll still have a surplus. So you have a look at it and you just decide, is there anything else you need to change? For example, you might think to yourself, well, I can't wash the dog on Saturday because I'll be too busy playing sport, so I'll just edit that one. I'll check with mum and dad, is it okay if I wash the dog on Sunday instead? And then I can go down here, change that to Sunday and hit save. And now that's on Sunday. So when you're sure that's how you want it, you click on the button that says View Report, and you can actually again see a nice looking printout Now this one here, we really do recommend that you print this one out and you put it on the fridge or in your bedroom somewhere where you can see it every day, to remind you of which jobs you've committed to do and which days you're going to do them, and just keeping in mind how much money that means you're going to get to make for your own things that you want to buy. So you print all those out, you notice you've got the potential here to earn $31.50. Now you're only going to get that money if you actually do the jobs. So that means in order to get that $31.50 so you can buy all the things you want, you will actually have to commit to staying to your schedule and making sure you do each of those jobs. Once you've printed this out, take it to mum or dad and ask them to sign it so that they can check that everything on the list is agreed to, and that they'll be happy to pay that kid's home pay to you at the end of the week when you give them an invoice. So the next thing we'll have a look at is how you actually get that money out of mum and dad and create your very own invoice and check in that you've got everything done.